Good morning. Happy Sunday. Today is day 26. So, I heard a great song this morning, and it really, really hit hard. And I think if you're going through addiction, you've got to listen to this song. I mean, dude hits the nail on the head and it cuts deep. Beautiful song, beautiful lyrics. It's called End of the Morning by Cameron Whitcomb. Whitcomb? End of the Morning. Go listen to that song. I mean, gosh, it'll move you. Like I said, if you're struggling with addiction or sobering from it, man, it brings the tears. I tell you that. The chorus that says, "You did it to yourself. You're the villain of your own story." Gosh, and that's true. We make our own decisions, and decisions have consequences. Huge consequences. That's why it's so important. You don't know these things growing up, especially being young, and you want to try things and experiment, and they start off so fun. They start off so fun. It's such a trap, you know. Sorry. No one teaches you about the addiction that settles in. No one teaches you, how to overcome that, and you don't know until you experience it yourself. You can't be taught how to survive addiction. It can't be taught. It's something you have to overcome yourself. And it goes on and it says, bottom of the shelf, praying for the end of the morning. You really do hit bottom. I mean, and if you've never been addicted to drugs or alcohol, you have no idea. It's probably the worst thing anyone could ever go through in their life. You really feel bottom of the shelf. I mean, I've wasted years of my life and just being at the bottom, hurting the ones that love me, and it's so hard. Like I said, it's so hard. It is so hard to overcome it. I mean, it takes your soul. It literally sucks the soul right out of you, and you're just weak and powerless. It goes on, it says, if you want to leave, you know how to burn that canvas, but you don't want to see what it's going to look like after. And you want to quit so bad, and everything inside you is telling you you need to stop and you need to quit, and you just keep doing it over and over, and like I said, it just eats away at your soul. But you're afraid. You're afraid to quit, and you're afraid, like I said, what it's going to look like after. You're afraid, that it won't get better. You're afraid that it's never going to get better. And that's why you stay in there, and you're more comfortable being in the addiction than, you know, it's the fear. It's the fear of what comes after. You fear of what comes after. To face the reality, to face the soberness. You fear that. You don't want to see what it's going to look like after. But I'm here to tell you, it is so much better. Like, it's like you just, It's hard to explain. The feeling's overwhelming. It's hard to explain. Being sober and away from, it's like you've reached heaven. You've been stuck in hell so many years, and you finally escape, and you reach heaven. And worse, it's not heaven, but I can imagine what heaven's gonna be like, because overcoming addiction and drug and alcohol, it's like reaching heaven. It's hard to explain. So, like I said, if you're going through addiction, if you're going through, man, you got to listen to this song. Go listen to this song and think about the choices you've made and the choices you need to make. Because trust me, the future is bright. It's a rough start, but guess what? So is staying in that addiction. That's even worse. But it gets better and you get stronger. Go listen to that song. And then I listened to a guy talking about sobriety, and he said how he felt uncomfortable sober. And his mind couldn't handle being sober. The only thing that treats it, he said, was God in connection to other people. He realized it was a spiritual battle. He had a spiritual problem. Like I said, drugs and alcohol, it will steal your soul. And you just pray for it to end. Sometimes you pray for your life to just, come to an end. Well, this is when you turn it around. Instead of praying, in a negative way, you pray to God. And you cast your burdens on God. Psalm 55:22. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he shall sustain you. You don't have to wait to get perfect to go to God. He accepts you just the way you are. It was when I was at my weakest and I felt completely broken and helpless, is when God gave me life. He breathed life back into my soul, gave me the strength to overcome the addiction. And here I am today, going on 9 years sober. My kids look up to me. My parents are proud of me. So like I said, go listen to that song. It's a new year. Let's start this year off good. And if you're going through struggles, let's not make it another bad year. Decide now to make the change. Decide today that you're going to turn your life around. And we're going to leave it at that. Have a happy Sunday. God bless.